Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile, Settlers of Kalguur League. Here we have a PowerPoint presentation I prepared. So this is to do with all the teasers and stuff. First we'll start it off with they have the the reveal stream coming up, so the 3.25 expansion stream. I'm going to do a co-stream, so it's July 18th, and it's 1 p.m. PDT, or 4 p.m. EST, and I'll be doing it on my Twitch, so twitch.tv/thegameport. Hope to see you there. And just had to get into that. Predictions for the season at the end of the video, and now I'll get into a bunch of the teasers they've been showing, and have some analysis already as well. So, reservation skill changes. This is the first one they showed. Basically a change to reservation skills. So reservation effects such as heralds and auras, they persist through death now. So where you would die and have to turn on like 6 auras and then re-enter your map, they just stay on, which is so amazing. You can actually aura stack and not like feel terrible if you die like 6 times in one map because of how many times you have to turn on the auras. Or like forget to turn them on and go back in the map, and then yeah. So anyways, seems to be a level 22 determination. I even took the wiki there, the little picture, and then it has the same radius, 2.1 meters. And then it has a huge nerf to the flat armor provided from the determination. And so it went from 2262 additional armor down to 1131. This is exactly half as much. So there's really no doubt in my mind. First I thought maybe they buffed the radius and this is just like a lower level one. But then I looked at the lower level one, the lower level ones, and it was like, not the like a clean number that was like this. It was like 11 12 or something. So this is like this number divided by 2 like pretty much perfectly, where this lines up way better, and it had the exact same meters to radius, so this makes more sense. So anyways, but then they did change how quality works on gear, and there's new bases potentially, because they show a new ES base, but there might be new armor and evasion bases as well with the quality changes as well, so maybe you'll be able to make up the armor, but obviously this is missing some additional flat armor yet. Then we had the proximity waypoints. So all the way from, you're literally just crossing the bridge, you've already got the waypoint. You could just run down. You don't even have to go to the waypoint. So this actually saves you time, saves you the click. And in my case, well, I wrote pretty big radius for auto waypoint collecting. Pretty insane. And then no more missing waypoints just because I thought I clicked it. Yeah, so this is actually huge. And like I say, now you could just leave instead of having to go to it. And it isn't even like a you walk over it. It's actually far. Like, this is pretty crazy distance. So then this is item quality changes and the new ES base. So this is part of the aura change, I believe. Is quality added is based on the item level instead of rarity. So first I thought, oh, item level, so higher better. No. It has so armor scrap and stuff has greater effect on lower item level equipment. So it showed they could give 20 quality to an item level 3. And like 1 or 2 to a high level item. Anyways, so in the beginning, will you still sell your scraps and whetstones for wisdoms early? Probably. But you could more easily use it on the gear and actually get a lot more out of it early, and then get some meaningful armor evasion or ES, yeah, or even damage from your weapon, because I'll get into that in a bit after how it actually works. So then extra 63 flat energy shield over the Val Regalia base, so it's 260 instead of 197, and the changes to quality, with like how I'll show you that on the next page. More intelligence requirement than convoking wands. I think a convoking wand is 242 int and this is 254, so this is actually crazy. But yet a lot more ES. And then this is flat ES, so then you could still get your increased ES, some extra flat ES from the mod, And then you have your quality for the more energy shield. But anyways, maybe more bases to compensate the determination nerf. So they only showed this one, but maybe there's one for armor and evasion as well. So then we also had multiplicative item quality. So weapons gain 20% more local fizz damage instead of 20% increased local fizz damage. I meant to put local fizz. Because it doesn't increase the fire in the vid. It only increased the physical. But yeah, it's more instead of increased. So then you can roll increased on it, and you should be able to get even more. And armor gains 20% more local defenses instead of 20% increased local defenses. So now when you roll increase, you get 20% more over that. So you'll actually get even more to, and again, it's probably to compensate for the determination nerf. So it's more defenses coming from your gear, which is actually what they talked about for PoE 2, was making it where your auras are more multiplicative and your gear is flat. And they were saying stuff about they wanted support gems to be like interesting rather than just being multiplicative, like more choice rather than, yeah. Anyways, continue. So the next one is my predictions. So I left it till last because I wanted to go through all the other stuff first, and this is kind of the like none of this is guaranteed. This is more just my predictions. I'm pretty, I don't know, I probably got it wrong. Anyways, it'll be a pleasure doing business with you. This is what Danig says to Faustus after he gets off the boat and he shakes his hand. They both look at this settlement twice. They look over at this. They're looking at the windmills, the houses, the animals. They look over twice and say, it'll be a pleasure doing business with you, as they shake hands. So, my prediction I wrote here. First, I wrote windmill, sheep, all the stuff that's on this, but I then thought deeper. So, my prediction is potentially with Danig and Expedition, we could have more Starlight powers. So we had like the Starlight Flask, and we had the Triskelion Flame or whatever. You could have more items or things to do with Starlight, maybe more power coming from it, or even the enemies could have some inspiration or some like combination with the Starlight, because we've seen how gems could be combined with the monsters, where the monsters get them embedded into the skin and it's like their fur and the, anyway, or the like actual scales is the gems. And then yeah, so Starlight, more Starlight infused items and Starlight infused enemies more maybe to do with Expedition. And then we had the we could have more forgotten gems. So like alternate quality gems, forbidden gems, even ones that we used to have, we could get back. All this stuff is possible because you have alt qual gems is heist, the alternate quality blueprints before they moved it to the lab. And then forbidden because Expedition and how they refused to use the gems initially, and they just couldn't fight back the monsters, so they ended up using them, and then that's how we got the bosses after. Anyways, some lore here. Admiral Faustus of the Orathian Navy, that's what we actually helped him do. We made him the admiral by taking out Admiral Darna. So this is having to do with ships, maybe something boat related. Danig did come on a boat. They're on a dock or a pier, depending on how you look at it. There's that staircase on the left that you come out of the water. So there's water. There's the boat. You had the plank. The walking the plank. They walk the plank across to get to the dock. Navy. The fact that they could escape like the cataclysm on the boats and shit. True. Okay. Trade, because he's the Faustus vendor merchant. So trade, I'll explain what I mean by that with this line. So in heist, we sold to Faustus the artifacts we found in contracts for rogue markers since they had no value anywhere else. Like, we couldn't actually sell the artifact to, like, our normal vendor that we would get transmutes and alterations or whatever and shards. They would give us nothing, and it was a scam. We always had to go to the rogue harbor and sell it to Faustus to get the rogue markers, and it was only with these rogue markers that we actually had value, and the rogue markers would teleport us to there, and they would only do stuff there. Like, the rogue markers had no value outside of there. So I'm wondering if it'll be something like this again, especially similarly, Expedition had all of its specific unique currency that especially they made it not even tradable besides the reroll currencies. So I wonder if they're going to be doing something like this, or is this then a twist on it now where they actually allow more trading of the stuff and more free, like, value. That's why I put the value in the square brackets, because it's the final thought of it. Maybe you can get more value for the stuff this time around, where before it was very, like, exclusive, only here, only them. Maybe it'll be like more broad, more widespread across the whole game to different mechanics and shit. No idea, but this is why these are just predictions. There's no guarantee of any of this. I didn't make, I'm just based on the lore and some other stuff that we've already seen. We could have, based on the past, we could kind of predict the future just a little bit, and it's actually pretty interesting just to understand what has already been a thing with Expedition and Heist and these few characters. So it's really interesting, even just to recap it. But either way, there's a lot of stuff. The biggest changes, I think, are like the auras and the gear, obviously, for now, and the quality is pretty cool. And then we'll have to see what the actual new league brings us. And then even with the reveal, we may not know everything, and we might have to just actually play when the league starts and stuff. But back to the... I look forward to you guys coming to the reveal co-stream on July 18th, 1 p.m. PDT or 4 p.m. EST on my Twitch, The Game Report, and yeah, we'll react live to the new content. Thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!